A tournament that had long struggled with competitiveness and watchability has now been reborn, modernized with a bold new format and set to take place every 4 years in non-World Cup and non-European Championship years. Under the revamped system, 32 clubs will compete, divided into 8 groups of 4. The lineup includes 12 clubs from UEFA with a maximum of 2 from any single country, 6 from South America, 4 each from Asia, Africa and North America, and 1 each from Oceania and the host nation. All matches will be played according to US local time, meaning, just like NBA games, some fixtures will kick off at around 3 or 4 in the morning for international viewers. Each team plays 3 group stage matches, 1 against each opponent. The top 2 from each group will advance to the round of 16, where the tournament switches to a single elimination format. FIFA has also introduced a host of first-ever innovations aimed at increasing pace, minimizing time wasting, and keeping the ball in play for longer durations. A semi-automated offside system enhanced with AI and sensor-embedded balls will drastically cut down VAR delays, delivering real-time alerts to referees on clear offside calls. Player substitutions will now be submitted directly to the referee via tablets operated by coaching staff, streamlining the process and reducing downtime. Another major change, a brand new goalkeeping rule announced by IFAB. Keepers will now be allowed to hold the ball in their hands for a maximum of 8 seconds. If this time is exceeded, the opposing team will be awarded a corner kick. For the first time, FIFA is also opening a special transfer window exclusively for tournament participants. Teams making squad additions during the tournament will be allowed to update their rosters ahead of the knockout phase. And to boost the tournament's prestige, FIFA is putting nearly $1 billion in prize money on the line, more than even the Champions League. The winner alone will walk away with a staggering $125 million. Now that you're all caught up on the key facts, let's take a closer look at the groups and the teams competing for glory. If you've enjoyed this breakdown, a like would mean a lot, and subscribing would truly crown the support. We kick off with Group A. First up, Palmeiras, the 2021 Copa Libertadores champions. With 11 league titles, they are the most successful club in Brazilian history, having also lifted the trophy twice in the last 3 seasons. Coached by the Portuguese tactician Abel Ferreira, the spotlight is on their 18-year-old prodigy Estevão, who is set to join Chelsea for €35 million right after the tournament. Other familiar names include Vitor Roque, who had a brief spell at Barcelona, former Leverkusen talent Paulinho, and Lazio's dynamic winger Felipe Anderson. Keep an eye on young Argentine right-back Agustin Jai. He's already drawing interest from scouts across Europe. From Portugal, it's Porto, a team that missed out on this season's Champions League, but views the Club World Cup as a prime opportunity to showcase its talent. Porto qualified by finishing among UEFA's top 12. Now managed by Martin Anselmi since January, they boast a solid core. Keeper Diogo Costa, goalscorer Samu Agahoa, and highly rated midfielder Rodrigo Moura, who's been linked with a move to Barcelona. Another player to watch, Gabriel Veiga. The 23-year-old Spaniard made headlines when he left Celta Vigo for Saudi Arabia in a €30 million deal, only to return to Europe for 15. Representing African football royalty is Al Ahly, the most decorated club in Africa, with a staggering 12 CAF Champions League titles. They've claimed the crown 4 times in the past 6 years, making their Real Madrid comparison quite fitting. Under new head coach Jose Rivero, they're entering a new chapter. Their standout leader is Imam Ashur, and among their big names is Trezeguet, who will be familiar to many fans. And finally, the host entry, Inter Miami. Despite never winning an MLS title, they were the best team in the league's regular season 2 years ago, claiming the supporters' shield. But let's be honest, the real buzz comes from the star-studded lineup: Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez, Sergio Busquets, and Jordi Alba. Inter Miami is a media magnet, and it's no surprise that they'll open the tournament on Sunday, June the 15th at midnight against Al Ahly. With Javier Mascherano now at the helm, expect a wave of Barca nostalgia to sweep across the fanbase. The top 2 finishers in Group A will face the top 2 from Group B in the round of 16. Let's move on to Group B. Fresh off their Champions League triumph, Paris Saint-Germain enter the tournament as one of the favourites. After finally achieving the European glory they've been chasing for years, it's possible the team is approaching this tournament in a more relaxed, vacation-like mood. Luis Enrique might even choose to give minutes to squad players who saw limited action during the season. Still, it's hard to imagine PSG falling short of at least a semi-final appearance. Their success, though, will largely depend on how seriously they approach the competition. The other group favourite is Atletico Madrid, who secured their spot through UEFA's club rankings. Diego Simeone, now in his 14th year in charge, thrives in tournament settings like this. Atletico may not be top of everyone's list, but they could be a dark horse for the title. Simeone ran with a thin squad throughout the season and may opt for some rotation, but having ended the campaign without a trophy, this tournament could serve as redemption. From Brazil comes Botafogo, the reigning Copa Libertadores and Brazilian League champions. Coached by Renato Paiva, who took over in February, they'll be aiming to shake things up in Group B. Their main threat up front is 24-year-old striker Igor Jesus. Familiar to Football Manager fans, defensive midfielder Patrick de Paula and towering 198 centre-back Jaya Cunha could finally get their breakout stage here. And let's not forget the experienced Alex Telles, who brings both quality and European pedigree to the squad. Rounding out the group are the Seattle Sounders, winners of the 2022 CONCACAF Champions League. Led by 62-year-old American coach Brian Schmetzer since 2016, they bring a solid North American presence. Their key figure is 30-year-old Slovakian midfielder Albert Rusnak, while striker Danny Masovski and former Fenerbahce winger Ryan Kent complete the team's notable trio. Now it's time for Group C, and towering above the rest is none other than Bayern Munich. Harry Kane, fresh off winning the Bundesliga title, the first trophy of his career at the age of 31, isn't likely to stop there. With his hunger finally satisfied, he's now eyeing another piece of silverware in America. Bayern's most notable addition is Jonathan Tah, who joined from Leverkusen after his contract expired. Reports suggest the Bavarian club paid a small fee to Leverkusen to register him in time for the tournament. 19-year-old midfielder Tom Bischoff, signed on a free from Hoffenheim, is also eligible to play. Club icon Thomas Müller is set for his swan song in a Bayern jersey, with his contract expiring on June 30th. Oceania's sole slot in the competition goes to New Zealand's Auckland City FC, the top-ranked club in the OFC. They've won 3 OFC Champions League titles in the past 4 years and are looking to make their mark on the global stage. Their key player is 28-year-old striker Maya Bevan. Auckland may be the tournament's lowest valued squad, but they're here to bring heart, hustle, and maybe a surprise or two. Joining them is Boca Juniors, 6th in CONMEBOL's club rankings. The Argentinian side recently parted ways with head coach Fernando Gago and enters the tournament under new boss Miguel Angel Russo. It'll be his first official test, back at the helm. Boca's squad blends experience and youth with names like Edinson Cavani, Ander Herrera, Marcos Rojo, and Marcelo Saracchi anchoring the team. Up front, 29-year-old Uruguayan forward Miguel Merentiel leads the scoring charts. Youngsters Brian Aguirre and Alan Velasco add a spark of excitement. Rounding out Group C is Benfica. Despite a strong season under Bruno Lage, the Portuguese giants missed out on the league title in the final weeks. All eyes are on left-back Alvaro Carreras, who has joined the team's US camp, while his potential move to Real Madrid remains unresolved. With a release clause set at €50 million, the 22-year-old Spaniard might swap shirts mid-tournament. This will also mark the farewell appearance for veterans Angel Di Maria and Nicolas Otamendi, both of whom are set to leave the club at the end of June. Group D kicks off with Flamengo, the 2022 Copa Libertadores champions. They've been managed for the past 9 months by Felipe Luis, a former student of Diego Simeone. The Brazilian coach has lost just 3 of his first 45 matches. Flamengo's star is the in-form Uruguayan playmaker Georgian de Arrascaeta, and the squad boasts a wealth of European experience. Pedro, Everton, Gerson, Eric Pulgar, and now a trio of seasoned arrivals, Danilo and Alex Sandro from Juventus and Jorginho, formerly of Arsenal. From Africa comes Espérance Sportive de Tunis, Tunisia's most dominant club. Head coach Maher Kanzari leads a team that's won the domestic league 8 times in the past 9 years. Their danger men, Brazilian striker Yan Sasse and Algerian winger Youssef Belaili, both capable of turning a game on its head. The group favourite is undoubtedly Chelsea, winners of the 2021 Champions League, which secured their ticket to this tournament. Interestingly, only one player remains from that title-winning squad, captain Reece James. Chelsea have already taken advantage of FIFA's exceptional transfer window, adding 3 new faces: Liam Delap from Ipswich, formerly Manchester City, Dario Esugo from Sporting, and Kendry Pice from Independiente. If registered in time, all 3 will be eligible to play. The final team in Group D is LAFC, Los Angeles Football Club. Originally, Club Leon were supposed to represent CONCACAF as the 2023 Champions League winners, but due to shared ownership with Pachuca, they were disqualified under FIFA's multi-club ownership rules. LAFC seized the opportunity, winning a play-in match 2-1 to take their spot. Coached by 46-year-old American Steven Cherundolo, LAFC's starman is Denis Bouanga. Familiar names like Hugo Lloris, Olivier Giroud, and possibly a recovered Cengiz Ünder add depth and star power to the squad. The top 2 teams from Groups C and D will meet in the round of 16 via cross matchups. Welcome to Group E. Representing Argentina, River Plate returns to the world stage under the leadership of a familiar face, Marcelo Gallardo. After a golden era between 2014 and 2022, Gallardo resumed his role last August and is now chasing another miracle. 17-year-old left-footed prodigy Franco Mastantuono will wear the River shirt for the last time in this tournament before joining Real Madrid on August 14th, his 18th birthday, for a reported €45 million. River's squad also features World Cup winning veterans Montiel, Acuna, and Petzela. With an average age of 29.4, River Plate, alongside Atletico Madrid, is one of the 2 oldest teams in the tournament. And who knows, if the bracket aligns, we might just witness a Super Clasico showdown against Boca Juniors in the quarterfinals. From Japan comes Urawa Red Diamonds, champions of the 2022 AFC Champions League and the country's sole representative. Managed by Polish coach Maciej Skorża, Urawa fields a modest, budget-conscious squad with just 5 foreign players. Notably, no Urawa player made Japan's most recent World Cup roster. Their main attacking threat is 28-year-old attacking midfielder Watanabe, who also leads the team in goals. Next up is Monterrey, the 2021 CONCACAF Champions League winners from Mexico. Coached by Spaniard Domènec Torrent, the club has brought in a wave of experienced Spanish talent. Headlining that list is the legendary Sergio Ramos, who signed in February at age 39. Joining him are familiar faces like Oliver Torres and Lucas Ocampos from Sevilla, as well as Sergio Canales from Real Betis. The team's top scorer is 26-year-old German Berterame. And finally, perhaps the most disheartened side in the tournament, Inter Milan. After narrowly missing out on both the Serie A and Champions League titles, the Italian giants are looking to salvage the season with a deep run here. The biggest shake-up came on the bench. With Simone Inzaghi leaving for Al Hilal, former Inter defender Christian Chivu has taken over. The squad is undergoing a youthful transition with additions like Luis Enrique from Marseille and Petar Sucic from Dinamo Zagreb. Meanwhile, veteran forward Marko Arnautovic has departed, and Matteo Darmian, along with Stefan de Vrij, both out of contract, will have one final run in the Inter shirt on US soil. On to Group F, and closing out the Brazilian quartet is Fluminense. While the odds are slim, there's still a tantalizing possibility of a Fla-Flu derby in the later rounds. Fluminense enter the tournament as the 2023 Copa Libertadores champions. One of their most dangerous weapons is Colombian winger John Arias. The squad leans heavily on experience with 44-year-old goalkeeper Fabio, 40-year-old captain Thiago Silva, and the eternally promising yet unfulfilled Ganso, now 35, still pulling the strings in midfield. Expected to dominate this group is Borussia Dortmund. After a rocky spell under Nuri Sahin, the German powerhouse stabilised under Niko Kovac, finishing top 4 in the Bundesliga and securing a Champions League spot. Their objective here is clear: steamroll through what's considered one of the weaker groups and await stronger opponents in the knockout stages. The most exciting recent news in Dortmund? The signing of Jude Bellingham's 19-year-old brother, Jobe Bellingham. It's not yet confirmed whether he'll feature in the tournament, but the £31 million move made him Sunderland's most expensive outgoing transfer ever. And yes, there's a chance we might see Bellingham versus Bellingham later in the tournament. Ulsan FC represents South Korea as the AFC's second-ranked club. Managed by Pan Gon Kim, they've dominated the domestic scene with 3 consecutive league titles. The standout name in their ranks is Brazilian striker Eric Farias, currently in top form and expected to carry their attack. Last but not least, Mamelodi Sundowns from South Africa. 6 straight domestic titles speak for themselves. Managed by Portuguese coach Miguel Cardoso, the team features 26-year-old attacking midfielder Lucas Ribeiro, last season's main man with 20 goals and 13 assists. Meanwhile, Ikram Reyners added another 22 goals, forming a deadly duo up front. Let's just hope the Vuvuzelas stay at home. And yes, you guessed it, group winners and runners-up from E and F will face off in the round of 16. Group G brings the heat with 2 European giants going head-to-head, and first up is the reigning Club World Cup champion, Manchester City. After a rare trophyless season, Guardiola's squad will be looking to bounce back with silverware in the US. That said, there's already drama. Kevin De Bruyne, closing out his 10th season at the club, has announced his intention to leave this summer, and he's reportedly reluctant to play in the tournament. "What if I get injured?" he said, laying bare both his emotional nature and how little this competition seems to mean to him. City have officially confirmed 3 new signings ahead of the tournament: Dutch midfielder Tijani Reinders from Milan, left-back Ryan Ait-Nouri from Wolves, and the highly talented Ryan Cherki from Lyon. This tournament could give us an early look at Pep's post-De Bruyne evolution. Representing Morocco is Wydad Casablanca, champions of the 2022 CAF Champions League. Coached by Mohamed Amina Ben Hakim, Wydad are renowned for their passionate ultras and mesmerizing stadium choreography. But whether that same energy makes it across the Atlantic remains to be seen. Their biggest name is 38-year-old Nordin Amrabat, while top scorer Mohamed Raihi notched 13 goals last season from the left wing. Asia's champions Al Ain enter from the United Arab Emirates, and the fact they share a group with Manchester City feels like a poetic twist. Serbian manager Vladimir Ivic leads a squad featuring veteran Portuguese keeper Rui Patricio, now 37. Their most dangerous weapon, Togolese striker Kodjo Laba. They've been dealt a tough hand, and against this level of opposition, their chances are slim. Rounding out the group is Juventus. After parting ways with Thiago Motta in March, the old lady appointed Igor Tudor, and despite a rocky year, they managed to secure a Champions League spot in Serie A. Juventus have placed striker Dusan Vlahovic on the transfer list and explored potential replacements like Jonathan David and Jean-Philippe Mateta, but neither signing was completed in time for the tournament. Regardless, Juve remain one of the group favourites alongside City. And now we arrive at Group H, a group that might not earn the Group of Death label, but is arguably the most balanced and competitive of the tournament. With 5 titles to their name, Real Madrid are once again among the natural favourites. But this time, there's a new twist. How will they look under Xabi Alonso? Known for his preference for a back 3 at Bayer Leverkusen, Alonso wasted no time and brought in Dean Huijsen to reinforce the defence. Madrid also paid Liverpool €10 million to terminate Trent Alexander-Arnold's contract early, just to register him in time for this tournament. This tournament may also mark the farewell for 2 club legends, Luka Modric and Lucas Vazquez, both of whom will leave the club this summer, if Alonso gives them a final run-out. Joining them are Al Hilal, winners of the 2021 AFC Champions League, and now entering a new era. After losing the Saudi League title to Al Ittihad, they parted ways with Jorge Jesus and brought in Simone Inzaghi. Already stacked with talent, Ruben Neves, Malcolm, Mitrovic, Milinkovic-Savic, Joao Cancelo and Koulibaly. They also boast Salem Al-Dawsari, one of the Saudi League's top local stars. With that roster, Al Hilal have a legitimate shot at finishing second behind Madrid. Then there's Pachuca, 2024 CONCACAF Champions League winners from Mexico. Things haven't gone as smoothly domestically, with the club currently languishing in 16th place. Head coach Guillermo Almada was let go at the end of May. Their standout is 35-year-old Venezuelan striker Salomon Rondon, both the most recognizable and most prolific player in the squad. Also worth noting, young Brazilian forward John Kennedy, and Moroccan winger Oussama Idrissi, who fans may remember from his time at Sevilla. Rounding out the group is Red Bull Salzburg, the youngest team in the tournament, with an average age of just 23.3. Whether that youthfulness will be enough to power them into the knockouts remains to be seen, but a heated battle with Al Hilal for second place seems inevitable. Salzburg replaced Pepijn Leinders with Thomas Lech mid-season, but have lost their grip on the Austrian league title, which they'd held for a decade, to Sturm Graz for 2 consecutive years. Their top performers include Mali's Dorgeles Nene and Israel's Oscar Gluck. Unfortunately, Ivorian striker Karim Konate will miss the tournament due to a torn ACL. Still, the Austrian side will use this stage to showcase their next generation of stars, something they've become known for. Just like the others, Group G and H's top 2 teams will face off in the round of 16 through cross matchups. There you have it, 32 teams, 8 groups, and 1 massive tournament summed up in a single breath. If you enjoyed the journey, show some love with a like, and hey, maybe even a subscribe. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you in the next one.